And we are live. Wow, am I zoomed in here? What's happening? Nope, wrong direction. Better direction. And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Friday, November 25th. I am Josh Engleman. I'm here to break down a 13-game NBA slate. Yeah, thanks a lot, NBA. So we're right back into it with a massive slate. Oh, fresh off of Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. Happy to have you guys here this morning. Let me move some windows around so I can see chat a little bit easier. Happy to have everybody here. Make sure you're hitting that like button to start the day. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Thought I was going to have something decent in football last night. Vikings game just didn't play out the way that I needed it to. I needed more Dalvin Cook instead of Justin Jefferson, and it was Justin Jefferson over Dalvin Cook. Now I'm a little zoomed at, blurry. Let's see. That's better. Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling. It was a long day. Long day of cooking. Long day of some cocktails. It was just a long day. It was a good day. Everything came out great. Had a great time with my family. But it's a long, tiring day. That's Thanksgiving for you. Yeah, I muted myself. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm dumb. It's post-Thanksgiving. I'm moving my mic around. I tapped the mute button. I'm just dumb. So what I was saying, oh God, it's just one of those, it's going to be one of those mornings, guys. This isn't going to move as fast as we want it to. We got nowhere to be. I'm not on the strategy show today. This could take 2 hours and it's fine. But as I was moving the microphone around there, I tapped that mute button on the top for the second time in like a week. So that's what happened there. But I got 4 1%ers into the main FanDuel contest yesterday. I got 3 into the secondary that they opened up after that first one filled. I can't be mad. I got up to like 54th or something like that, which was basically irrelevant. Can't ask for anything else though. Like it was totally fine. Needed more Dalvin Cook, needed less Justin Jefferson. Otherwise, I was really happy with the way NFL went yesterday, particularly in the first game. I don't know. That's it. Who's on the strategy show? Greg and Adam. It's always Greg and Adam on Fridays. The only saving grace for me today is that the gym is closed. So I cannot go to the gym today like I normally would at the end of this Friday show. And that's good because it wouldn't be a good time. I'd be exhausted and it would beat me up. It really would. So let's just get into it because I would desperately like to drink some coffee. I am feeling good. This is going to be too hot. I know that for sure. Yeah, I assume that I'll give it back on Sunday. I might not play Sunday. I haven't looked at the slate. Is it any good? Like, how big is it? NFL slate for Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's a standard 11-game slate. Yeah, there's a decent chance I don't even play it. Fried turkey yesterday, that worked out well for me, at least. I would say that it was the best fried turkey that I've done over the past 9 years, 10 years, something like that. Something in that neighborhood. It's either been at my father-in-law's place or my house over the past decade. I would say yesterday's went the best. Mashed potatoes, though, boy, oh boy, did I crush that. Oh, they were incredible. Incredible. And the key to good mashed potatoes, I'm going to let everybody in on a secret here. The key to good mashed potatoes, butter and cream. Just an absolute excessive amount of fat makes it scrumptious. And it was. It was. I should have had a slice of pie for breakfast this morning. That was a mistake. Got a giant apple pie downstairs. Should have ate that. Anyway, let's get into it. It's coffee time. So, focus. I already had you guys like, subscribe, notification bell, so that's great. Shout out to BetMGM. We'll talk about them in a bit. They are the sponsor of this video. But let's say coffee's here. It's the Friday after Thanksgiving. I assume everybody wants some coffee. If you've got tea or water, that's fine. Beer, maybe if you need a little hair of the dog. I was on the Henny last night. Definitely couldn't take a sip of that right now if I wanted to. So we're not going to chase with any additional booze. If you got a joint, hit it. But if I had a joint right now, I would go directly to sleep. So coffee is what I need. Hope you got it as well. Rise and grind. That's a shitty poke. Rise and grind. There we go. Cheers, everybody. Let's get a good Friday going. Oh, don't be as hot as I think it is. Oh, it's hotter than I wanted it to be. Way hotter. Way hotter than I wanted it to be. I didn't put milk in it today. I forgot to pick up creamer over the past couple of days. So I just went straight whole milk instead with my splash. Today I went cream, which means that it's less, which means that it didn't offset the heat as much. You guys know the drill. Anyway, let's talk one quick thing out of the gate. Thanksgiving promo still exists. This will be live until Monday at midnight, basically. $5 for a Stokastic Plus Platinum weekly pass. You can see the QR code there if you want to use it, or you can go directly to stokastic.com/promos. You get access to everything that we have on Stokastic that's behind the paywall. Projections, ownership, boom bust tools, our lineup generator, which is an absolutely fantastic tool, particularly for someone that's trying to play a relatively limited amount of lineups, a 1 to 20 type person. You just get everything behind the paywall. The only thing that's not included in this promo is Fantasy Cruncher, but I think you'll be fine using lineup generator. Just go check it out, everybody. $5 for a week. If you've been curious what's going on behind the paywall, this is the way to do it. All right, let's do it now. Bingo, bango. Let us talk. Let us talk about this slate. And this slate is a monster. I'm putting it out there right now. I am not playing this slate. I have no interest in playing a 13-game slate that has, I think it's 7 or 8 games that lock at 8 o'clock. 8 games lock at 8 o'clock. But I'm just letting you guys know. Not playing this slate today. Don't look for any updates. I'm on the deeper dive tonight with Adam at 4:45, but otherwise I am bailing the moment that is over. I could not begin to care about a slate this big. It's too much work. FanDuel doesn't seem to care either. Their prize pools are total ass for today. As I look at FanDuel, 40K to first, not happening. Not happening. Honestly, I should probably just play the 8 o'clock slate. Does that have a good payout structure on FanDuel? Does it have anything good? Nope, 4K to first. I was going to say that 8K one would be great. All right, let's get into this one now. I'm going to take the lid off of my coffee so that becomes a little bit more drinkable in the next 10 minutes. To the 80 of you that are here, thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Let's get into it. Philadelphia 76ers, 3.5-point dogs in Orlando, but 217 total. That is one of the lowest totals on the slate. There's one other game at 217. There's one at 212. Nobody else below 220. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games above 230. So this game, not all that interesting. For the Philadelphia 76ers, we have no James Harden, no Tyrese Maxey, no Joel Embiid, no Matisse Thybulle. So we know what this looks like at this point. Obviously, Harden's been out for a couple weeks. We've had no games with Embiid. The last 2 games, no Embiid, no Maxey. So we kind of know how to project these guys. I am going to scratch this entire rotation, probably for most people, just to make typing it in a little bit easier. The reason that we can do that is because since no one played yesterday, every injury report is in. So we're going to go 35 to Shake Milton. We're going to go 35 to DeAnthony Melton. We're going to go 35 to Tobias Harris. I'm going to go 33 to PJ Tucker. And then we get the lovely center minutes. So on Tuesday, we basically got a straight split of Paul Reed and Montrezl Harrell. On Wednesday, they played about 43 minutes together. So I feel pretty comfortable going to 21 on Trez. And I feel pretty comfortable going to like 21 on Paul Reed. I'm actually going to go 22-22, and then the final 4 minutes would be PJ Tucker. And then that leaves me 19 minutes here for George Niang, I think works out really well. And then it's Daniel House and Furkan Korkmaz getting a split of these final 39 minutes. So let's go Korkmaz 20. It does make me go House 19. I don't think that's going to matter at all, but that is what we're putting in. Rates all stayed the same for me for Harris, Milton, and Melton. So now we can go to the Orlando side. I assume Orlando is getting Paolo Banchero back. Yes, off the injury report. So Cole Anthony is still on, but he should be back shortly. Suggs available, Banchero available, Q-tag on Carter, Q-tag on Okiki, no Fultz, who's back soon-ish. Isaac, we have no idea. Mo Wagner, finally off the injury report. So now we have to rebuild Orlando, and we're rebuilding this one the real way. Paolo Banchero has missed the past 7 games. Kind of wild, too. Orlando hasn't played since Monday. Is that real? Did they really not play? Have they really been off all week? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I guess they have, right? Their last game was Monday. Yeah, okay. Well, let's get everybody in here. So, Jalen Suggs, we're going to go 31 minutes. And then we need to fill out the rest of this one here. So obviously we need to give Franz Wagner 32. I assume Paolo Banchero just steps back into like what he was normally doing. So I'll go 32 as well. I think that number can go higher, but 32 feels right to start the day. Wendell Carter Jr. has missed 3 out of the last 4, but 32 seems fine there. And then let's think about the rest of this. So I'm going to say that Mo Bamba, it's the backup center run. Bol goes in for like 28 minutes. And then we just have to do the rest of who plays for this team. Gary Harris, his minutes aren't going to go anywhere, in my opinion. I'm putting him straight in for 20. After that, it starts to get a little squirrely. Terrence Ross is going to play for sure. No idea how much he's going to play. And then we have to assume Chuma Okiki as well. So I think they might only go to a 9-man rotation. And then the last guy is just going to be random. So let's go. I have 49 minutes for 3 guys. Something around 18 here for Okiki. And then I'll go 18 for Ross. And I'm going to go 13 to Caleb Houston. Could be anybody there. Rates all have to change because these are all rates that don't have Paolo Banchero in. But this is a quick fix. Played in game. Paolo Banchero, obviously. But let's also say, let's do Paolo Banchero in, Jalen Suggs in, and Franz Wagner, all played. Danny P, glad you woke up for this. It's good to have you here. All right, 218 minutes so far with those three guys all playing. They've only played 6 games together, but that's fine. Paolo goes to 29% usage. We get Franz at 22.5. We get Wendell Carter Jr., 19.5. Suggs at 22.5. And then Bull, not a lot. I think I could let everybody else just fall into place. Let's grab assist rates. This is an easy one, folks. This is an easy one. I'm so happy that Banchero is back, too. It's just cooler if he's around. Assist rates don't have to move there. Suggs probably does. A little high, but that's fine. 6.5. Wagner's can go up. Rebounding rate, I'm assuming, can just stay the same. Although Banchero really rebounding pretty aggressively. I'm going to let that go. Wendell Carter, that can come down, though. And Franz, not a big rebounding guy. Wow. Franz really not pulling out any rebounds with these guys available. That's not crazy, though. All right, that's Orlando. We know the Philly side, so let's take a look at this. Yeah, that should work. All right, so for Orlando, nobody. I wouldn't play anybody from the Magic with Banchero back. Just wholesale, full stop. I have nothing else to add. On the Philly side, the price isn't climbing enough for Shake Milton. He is the best play from the Sixers and will be a relatively highly owned option. That's on both sites, but he's better on DraftKings. Melton's price is fine, but no real priority. I like Harris more than I like Melton. So it's Shake Milton as a core play today. Tobias Harris is good, not great. Melton is good, and then that's it. No real interest in PJ Tucker. Montrezl Harrell and Paul Reed are now priced appropriately. Paul Reed unplayable on FanDuel at 6K. So if you're doing that, you're not playing correctly. And that's game number 1. And we have so many more to go. Portland. They are 4-point dogs in New York. 221 total. For Portland, no Dame, no Gary Payton, no Keon Johnson. Q-tag on Drew Eubanks. This one's actually pretty easy. We don't have much to change here. All the rates stay the same. We just need to shake out the minutes correctly. Shaedon Sharpe played a bit less this most recent game. We saw Justice Winslow get the start, play 28 minutes. I'm going to take a decent chunk of time here away from Shaedon Sharpe, get him down to 20. We saw Trendon Watford play a little bit more than I was expecting. Nas Little actually played a little bit more than I was expecting. So we'll take him up to 19. I got Simons in for 36. There's a decent chance that becomes 37. Jeremy Grant in for 36. There's a decent chance that should just be 37. I'm going to make that 37. Josh Harden for 35. That works for me. Anything else I need to change here? I'm fine with Nurkin at 29. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Crispy. All right, let's see if I can put my lid back on my coffee, take a sip without burning myself. Yeah, there we go. 2 more to, let's do Watford. Take him to 16. Now, Portland's pretty easy. Just moving those minutes around. For the Knicks, assuming everybody's in, this shouldn't change too much. Okay, Q tag on Cam Reddish, Q tag on Mitchell Robinson, Q tag on Derrick Rose. So technically, we're not making any changes here, other than the fact that Mitchell Robinson is back. So I'm going to gut this whole rotation. We're going to go 32 minutes to Jalen Brunson. We're going to go 33 minutes to RJ Barrett. Assuming Cam Reddish is back, that's going to yank Quentin Grimes out of there. Reddish will put in for, I'm going to go 29 on Reddish. We'll go 32 to Julius Randle. And then with Mitchell Robinson back, who the hell started? Let's go to Monday. That would be the 21st. Who started for the Knicks? Did Mitchell Robinson come off the bench or did he start? Started. Just didn't close. Okay. So if Mitchell Robinson's going to start, but it doesn't appear that they care about that all that much, I'm going to go... man, like he could close, right? There's no reason he can't. If they're willing to go to Jericho Sims, they're willing to go to Mitchell Robinson if he's better. I'm going to go 22 to Mitchell Robinson. Because they didn't, like, Sims, Hartenstein, Mitchell. So they're just going to stay with Sims. And that's still just 44 minutes. So at some point in time, they went to not one of the centers. When was that? First half, not there. Second quarter, not there. Third quarter, they went... Nah, it wasn't the third quarter either. So no Mitchell Robinson in the fourth. Sims was on. So there was a stretch in the middle of the fourth quarter where Obi Toppin / Julius Randle were on the floor together. So I'm going to go 20 to Mitchell Robinson. I'm going to go 16 to Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm going to go 18 to Mitchell Robinson, 16 to Isaiah Hartenstein, and 14 to Jericho Sims. Toppin and Randall splitting. I don't think that the goal will ever be to really play Toppin and Randall together because they're bad. All right, now for the rest of these guys. Quickly's been just playing a bit more, which is interesting to see. So we're going to give him those 16 backup point guard minutes and then another 9, which takes him to 25. And then we just got to get Derrick Rose in for his 13 or so. Evan Fournier is just not a part of the rotation. Miles McBride has played the last 2 games, which is interesting. So I'm going to give 13 minutes to Derrick Rose. And 12 minutes to Miles McBride. I don't think that Quentin Grimes is going to play if Reddish is back. How do I drink coffee and make it? A lot of training, Goody. A lot of training. I don't have rates to change for the Knicks, so this game's done. So for the New York Knicks, if Cam Reddish plays at 4K, he's an interesting point per dollar guy. He'll be a slightly above average play. I don't have any real priorities for Barrett or Brunson or Randall or Quickly. That all just looks fine. On the Portland side, there's a lot to like. Jeremy Grant, both sites. Anthony Simons, DraftKings, 7,600. Justice Winslow, small forward, power forward, 4,100 on DK. That all looks really good to me. Yeah. I like Portland. I like Portland. Grant, Simons, Winslow, all priorities. All like mid-tier priorities on DraftKings. Same story on FanDuel, just not as good. $6,100 Nurk on FanDuel is a guy that I would pay attention to. He could very easily play 31 or 32 minutes and be in a closing lineup. By the way, 6:59. We are up at the top of the hour now. 114 viewers. Please, guys, hit that like button. Now is the time to do it. Sacramento Kings, 8-point underdogs in Boston, 237 total. So the scoring should be there, but this is a tough spot for the Kings. The Kings are fully healthy, which means that I don't really have any other changes that I want to make here. I've got Fox in for 35 minutes. I am going to bring that down a minute. Domantas Sabonis I have in for 34. That works. Metu backup. I got Keegan Murray in for 32. That does not appear to be consistent for him. I'm going to take him down to 29. And that's going to bring Trey Lyles up. Now I'm going to leave Trey Lyles at 16, actually. Harrison Barnes I have in for 32. I'm okay with that. We've got Malik Monk in for 23. And then I've got Kevin Huerter in for 33. And that leaves me 8 minutes for Terrence Davis. Okay. I'm happy with moving around those deck chairs there for Sacramento. Then we go to the Boston side. For the Boston Celtics. Just no Robert Williams. So this is standard Boston rotation too. I don't have a ton of changes that I need to make here. Derek White's minutes are all over the place. I got him in for 27. Actually, I'm gonna scratch this entire rotation, make it easy. Let's get Jason Tatum in for 36. We're gonna get Jaylen Brown in for 35. Gonna get Al Horford in for 32. So what I want to do here, I should round that down. Doesn't matter right now, but anyway. Luke Cornett out of the rotation this last game on Wednesday. I wonder if that's going to happen. Hannah, let me hit that super chat quickly. So Hannah with the super chat, what's the best way to attack this big of a slate? Thanks. Same as everything else. I wish I had a better answer for you, but you just play more players than you normally would on a smaller slate. The goal here is still get highly projected lineups that may have less ownership than you would think on average. Play in the NBA in particular, play the best plays as much as you possibly can while differentiating in 2 to 3 spots in your lineup. I really wish that I had a more in-depth answer here, but it's really not any different. You're just spread out a little bit more because there are more options. That's all. Appreciate the super chat though, Hannah. All right, so we got Horford's minutes in, we got Tatum, we got Brown. Let's get Grant Williams in, who's been playing about 30 minutes a game. We'll do something like that. Marcus Smart. Feels like 33 seems about right. We'll do that after we give Derek White his minutes. Man, I'm going to go 27 to Derek White. That lets me go 21 and 12 to Smart. That takes me to 33. Malcolm Brogdon feels good at 23. That leaves me 24 minutes for... I will spill some over into Luke Cornett, and we'll keep Hauser at 19. And those final 5 can go to Cornett. Rates all stay the same. So game 3, this is going to be your Boston Celtics. And there are some pieces here that look good. Jaylen Brown for 8,500 on DraftKings, I think, is in a really nice spot. I don't have... You got to remember, facing the Kings is awesome from a matchup perspective. So get yourself some Jason Tatum, 10-8 on DK, 10-2 on FanDuel. Get yourself Jaylen Brown, 8,500 on both. Marcus Smart for 6K on DK is viable. Not so viable on FanDuel at 6,700. Al Horford, I think, looks good on both sites. 5,600 on DK, just center. 5,500 on FanDuel also gets you the power forward eligibility. And then Malcolm Brogdon, 5,100 on DK. I think that's pretty reasonable as well. All right, then on to the Sacramento side. Sabonis for 9K on DraftKings is really the only thing that I would prioritize for the Sacramento Kings. And even then, it's a pretty low-level priority. Don't need to zoom in like that, that's for sure. All right, Atlanta Hawks. Oh, boy, this is going to be a big one. The Atlanta Hawks are 7.5-point favorites in Houston. 235 total. This one's going to be fun. Still no Bogdan Bogdanovic, but he should be back shortly, which means that this is a pretty standard Atlanta rotation. I am going to gut it just to type everything in, get a good feel for the team. Trae Young, we're going to go 35 minutes. DeJounte Murray, we're going to go 36. That part's easy. Clint Capella goes in for 28. Onyeka Okongwu goes in for 20. John Collins goes in for 32. Jalen Johnson goes straight in for 16. DeAndre Hunter goes in for 35. We'll go 34. AJ Griffin in for 22. Aaron Holiday in for 17. Done. Atlanta, easy peasy. No rate changes. These guys are who they are. Houston. Houston. Probable tag on Jalen Green. Doubtful tag on Alperen Şengün. That is important. Jayshawn Tate still out. Q tag on Bruno Fernando. So Houston's kind of wild today because we haven't had Bruno Fernando for a while. I'm taking the whole rotation out. No Şengün. This is a different Houston team for today. So let's get it started. We'll start with Kevin Porter, 35 minutes at the point. We'll get Jalen Green in for 36 minutes, which is what he's been playing. Eric Gordon just plays 30 minutes a game. That we know. Jabari Smith plays 30 minutes a game. That we know. 25th. Yeah. So assuming there's no Şengün, I'm going to guess we do get Bruno Fernando as the starter, assuming he's back. Wait, Iran beat Wales? I wasn't paying attention. Is that real? Iran beat Wales? Wow. Oh, that is so massive. That is so massive. That is huge for us. Now we're in very, very, very good shape. Very good shape. Big one today, though. We'll see. 2 o'clock. All right. I think that Bruno Fernando would get the start here, playing something in the neighborhood of like 22 minutes. And then we get a similar situation where we probably get like 22 minutes out of Usman Garuba. I'll say Jalen Smith is the other 4. He could actually Jalen Smith, Jabari Smith rather. Could actually see him playing a couple extra minutes just based on that injury. Let's fill out the rest of this then. Kenyon Martin just sort of plays like 24 minutes a game. That's pretty easy to handle. And then Tari Eason playing 20. Now I have 21 minutes left over. We're going to say Daishen That does give me 8 minutes left over, and I think that they can kind of go anywhere. I'm going to throw them to Garrison Matthews, but they could work in Josh Christopher. They could work in, more minutes to the bigs potentially, but I feel pretty good there. We do have to grab new rates, though, with no Şengün, because that will affect Kenyon Martin and KPJ. So for Houston, we're going to say Alperen Şengün off. Games where KPJ plays, Jalen Green plays. Probably don't have to mark anybody else off because Jabari Smith is just always in. So is there anything else I would want to... got to add those two. Is there anything else I would care about for this team? I'll be able to tell once I see the minutes. Porter, Jalen Green, Martin, Garuba, Smith, Easton. No, that works. That works. All right, so with no Şengün on, KPJ's played 270 minutes, 29% usage rate. Jalen Green in that time, 28% usage rate. I'm going to keep that going. Tari Eason actually gets to a 20% usage rate in this case. I want to make sure that I keep that. So does Eric Gordon. I think I could let everybody else just fall into. Now let's lock in Kmart as well at 16. Garuba gets no usage. Jabari Smith is at 18.5. Let's lock that in. Bruno Fernando has played 37 minutes in this scenario with no usage, so I don't really have to care too much about the rest of it. Assist rate is the only other thing I would want to look at. Shouldn't matter all that much. Kevin Porter Jr. is at 8.5, so that stands. Jalen Green's not that kind of guy. I would not be surprised at all if Jabari started at the 5, but doesn't strike me as that type of matchup against Clint Capella. So that's Atlanta and Houston. So for Houston, I love Kevin Porter Jr. That should be no surprise. I get KPJ way more than everybody else. But again, we're talking about a guy with a 29% usage rate. That's 7,900 on both sites. How efficient has he been so far this year? KPJ, 53% true shooting. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I have his true shooting way too high. I think he's just going to take a lot of shots. I'm going to walk their usage rate down a smidge. Go to 28 and 27. I like KPJ. I like Jalen Green quite a bit. I like this matchup a lot. Eric Gordon's fine for 4,400 on DraftKings. Garuba and Tari Eason are viable value options from a point per dollar perspective. I like Houston a bit, but I like Atlanta as well. DeJounte Murray, 9,100 on DraftKings. That works for me. 9,500 on FanDuel works too. Happy to get to Trae Young, but priced a little bit more appropriately. $5,700 John Collins on DraftKings or $5,600 John Collins on FanDuel. This is just a great game to target. It's a game that I would want a bit of. Both sides too, especially if it stays competitive. All right, we're up to 7:15. 137 people in here. We're through 4 games. Thank you guys for being here. It's post-Thanksgiving. It's a Friday, and we're still getting people in the door. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's go to the Brooklyn Nets. 3-point favorites in Indiana. This is a biggie. So no Watanabe, no TJ Warren. Seth Curry is back for this one. So I'm going to scratch this rotation too. We've now seen 2 games without Watanabe. We know how to work Seth Curry back into this one. Kyrie's minutes, I think, are finally going to jump back up. So I'm going to give him 32. Be aware, he could play 34 or 35 here. I'm going to go 35 to Durant. Ben Simmons is just the starting center at this point. I'm going to go to 32 on Simmons. We did get up to 30 for Clax on Wednesday. I don't think that's a long-term goal. I'm going to go to 24 here on Clax. That would be 8 minutes together with Simmons. Seth Curry, I feel pretty good going to like 26. Joe Harris's minutes are dwindling aggressively, especially if he's not going to be a part of the starting lineup. I'm going to take him to 24 just because I don't think that he's the type of guy that's just going to leave this rotation. Edmund Sumner was back in the rotation without Curry. They ran a really weird rotation here. Cam Thomas also returned to the rotation. Patty Mills just plays like 7 minutes a game, 8 minutes a game. So I guess I'm just going to leave those minutes there for him. I still have 59 minutes left over. Let's get Royce O'Neal his minutes. That's 29 and 5. So that gets him to 34. That leaves me 25 minutes for some combination of Cam Thomas, Edmund Sumner, Markieff Morris. And I don't think any one of these guys in particular is going to matter. So I'm going to go 14 to Thomas. I'm just going to go 11 to Sumner. It could be anybody. I don't think it matters. Rates stay the same. That I know I don't have to change. So now we can go to the Indiana side of this one. I mean, this game should look great on paper. The only problem with Indiana is just the fact that everybody's probably priced correctly. Q-tag on Nembhard, Q-tag on Isaiah Jackson, no Duarte, but Duarte could be back for their next one. Again, I am going to scratch this rotation just to make it easier. We're going to go 34 to Halliburton right out of the gate. We're going to go 31 to Buddy Hield. I'm going to go 30 to Miles Turner, which gives me 18 to Isaiah Jackson. We're going to go 24 to Jalen Smith. We're going to get 28 minutes in for Benedict Mathurin. The rest of this is just going to fill itself out. O'Shea Brissett is going to go in for 20. Nembhard plays like 23 minutes a game. He's questionable, so I'm assuming he's in. That also then gives me Neesmith for 20. And then relatively minimal minutes for TJ McConnell. I don't like that. So where do those minutes go if I think they should be going more to McConnell? When Nembhard was in, I guess they just played everybody a little bit, Neesmith a little bit less. So I'll go 14 to McConnell. We'll take 2 away from Neesmith. None of those things matter. That's Indiana. This should be a great game, but Indiana should be priced where they're supposed to be. All right. Miles Turner is the best option from Indy. 7,400 on DraftKings, 7,700 on FanDuel, but you get the power forward eligibility for Turner on FanDuel. That's really helpful for wanting to get to Turner. Obviously, we know Turner's skill set fits FanDuel really well. 3 points for blocks. He's one of the best shot blockers in basketball. After that, I don't think that anybody from Indiana looks good, but they're the type of guys you want to work in. You want to get to a little bit of Halliburton, to Hield, to Mathurin, to Jalen Smith. I think Indiana just looks solid, but Turner is the best option. For Brooklyn, hard to say I would want to get to anybody other than Kyrie. He's 8,600 on FanDuel. If he just happens to go back to playing 35 minutes, like, he's wildly underpriced. But I think, and like you can always play Kevin Durant. He's never like not on the table. He just there's nothing on Brooklyn that's a good point per dollar play. It's kind of frustrating because that's a good game. Let's save this sheet. We're at 5 games. We have 8 more to go. Thank you guys for being here. Let's go to the New Orleans Pelicans. 2.5-point dogs in Memphis, 229 total. For the Pels, no CJ McCollum, who's out for COVID protocols. Trey Murphy is questionable. That's oddly enough incredibly important considering he's been out for the past 2 games. Assuming we get Alvarado in the starting lineup here again. So let's take that whole rotation out. We're going to... Oh, that's Indiana. Don't want to delete that rotation. That's just going to make things worse. So let's go 28 to Alvarado. Herb Jones playing a bit less as of late. That's kind of interesting. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, it's... guard defense is not all that interesting. Go 26 to Herb Jones. We're going to go 24 to Nance and Joval. Although, that's just blowout run then. Yeah, that's just blowout run. We're going to go 24, Joval and Nance. Wednesday, 11:23. Let's look at that Pelicans rotation too. Because they won by 20. I don't know what their plans were there. I'm probably going to go to 30 on Alvarado. I don't really understand that secondary rotation. At least not for Alvarado. When I look at the Alvarado rotation, it makes me feel like he's not going to close in that game because I don't think Joval is going to close. We'll get Zion in for, I'm going to say 30. We get BI in for 34. Now we got to figure out the rest of this. So Devontae Graham, straight away, backup point guard run, 18 minutes. That has to happen. He played all of the second quarter. And then a normal bench rotation. In theory, he can close. I'm going to take him to 24. It's possible Graham could close. So let's go 24 there. I'm going to assume Trey Murphy is playing. And if Trey Murphy is playing, then I want to give him 20 minutes. That leaves me 28 additional minutes for some combination of Najee Marshall, Dyson Daniels. I feel like Dyson Daniels is going to go away in lieu if Trey Murphy is back. But maybe I just split these guys 14 apiece. So 14 to Daniels, 14 to Najee Marshall. It's not like we're playing these guys. Now, we do have to grab rates because no CJ is a real outcome. That matters. So we're going to say CJ McCollum off. And we're going to say games that Brandon Ingram and Zion both played. I don't know how big of a sample this is going to be, but it should be decent enough. Let me look at one thing quickly. Yeah, Keith, that's a good point. At least for a 4-game stretch, Alvarado didn't play in the first quarter or the third quarter. He basically just played the whole second and fourth quarter. His rotations are weird. I don't think that you can really dig into Jose Alvarado's rotations in a situation with CJ out because they just weren't playing him in the first and third quarters. He played 5 straight games where he didn't check in the first and the third. So that's why you were seeing him play all of the second and the fourth. Look at this. This is Jose Alvarado's rotations. These are no first quarter minutes, no third quarter minutes. You're basically getting all of the second quarter and then most of the fourth quarter, barring anything crazy. I think we're more likely to see it look like this game on the 23rd, where he doesn't necessarily, like, if they're behind, then he's not out there and you're going to Devontae Graham if you need scoring. That's just a really weird, it's really hard to glean anything from that. All right, so with CJ off and Ingram and Zion available, they've played a decent chunk of playing time, but not as much as you would like. In particular, Zion, only 84 minutes in this scenario. So Brandon Ingram, I got to change this green filter to something else. Give me a second, guys. It's just highlighting too many people. So I've got it set to highlight anybody that's a 0.8 fantasy point per minute guy or more, playing 14 minutes, or anybody that's playing 20. I'm going to change that to be anything over 24, and you got to be at 18 minutes and 0.8. Maybe that'll thin it out a little bit. Yeah, okay. Because I don't really care what happens to Dyson Daniels. Need to thin that out a bit. All right, Brandon Ingram, 136 minutes with CJ off in games that Zion has played. 30% usage for Ingram. So I'll go that way. Zion in those 84 minutes has a 30% usage rate as well. I'm going to lock both of those guys in at 30. There's not a lot of usage to go around after that, but Joval would be the guy I would want to lock in. He's only played 75 minutes, 25% usage rate in that case. I'm going to go to 24.5. Everybody else is just going to be like not touching the ball all that frequently. So that's fine to me. Even Devontae Graham is only at like 16%, so that's fine. Assist rate, though, this is where it gets interesting. We get Brandon Ingram, big time jump to his assist rate. Alvarado, little bit of a jump to his assist rate. Zion, oddly enough, his assist rate went down in this sample. Obviously, I'm not going to change that, but Devontae Graham's actually goes down too. So it's really just a lot more ball in Brandon Ingram's hands. Rebounding rate shouldn't change at all. So that's going to be New Orleans. Now we go to the Memphis side. I don't really know where they stand right now. For Memphis, Bane out probably 5 more games. Konchar's questionable. Zaire Williams still out for a bit. Santi Aldama doubtful. That's actually important. So let's do a new Memphis rotation. This is a fun slate today for breaking it down and like working our way through each team. I'm glad we have the time to do it and we don't have a rush. Like we're going to go to 8 o'clock easy today. I'm taking my sweet, sweet time breaking this down because we don't have any hard outs. Coffee's hitting the spot. 165 people. We've been going for an hour. All right, let's project out Memphis. So, Ja Morant, straight away I'm going 34 minutes. And then I'm just going to give Tyus Jones the backup 14 because at the very least, that's what he's playing. We'll kick it over then to the center spot. Steven Adams playing 27 minutes a game. That'll work. And then I want to give Brandon Clark the backup run. So there's 21. Jaren Jackson. I'm going 27 for him. Actually, I'm going to go 28 for Jaren Jackson. I think that's what they want now. But now we've got no Santi Aldama. So the backup 4 run will become a little different. Who does Cleaning the Glass say is the 2 between Brooks and Konchar? I'm guessing it's Brooks. Cleaning the Glass, stats, teams, Memphis, lineups. Brooks, the 2, Konchar, the 3. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. All right, so Dylan Brooks, I'm going to go 33 minutes there. John Conchar, go 31. The rest of this should be pretty easy. The question then becomes, does anybody step into the rotation, or do we just get... Because if Aldama is out, I don't think that we're going to get a new rotational piece. I think we're just going to get a 9-man rotation. So let's give Tyus Jones a bump in playing time. I think we go to like 24. That would leave me 21 for Laravia and Roddy. That's going to be more than I want. So I might actually throw like 6 minutes to Xavier Tillman too, just to thin that out. Let's go 26 to Tyus Jones. And then we'll go 14 here and 3 there to Laravia, and then 17 to Roddy. Rates I don't have to change. These are all in already for Bane being out. So for Memphis, 6,800 on DraftKings for Jaren Jackson. I love power forward center. He's just, now that he's going to be able to play real minutes, or like real minutes for him, there, to me, that looks really good. Dylan Brooks still viable at 7,100 on DraftKings. Clearly, feel free to play as much John Morant as you would ever want to, but Jaren Jackson to me is the best option from Memphis. On the Pels side, I mean, you need Jose Alvarado. Like, Jose Alvarado on DraftKings is the best thing that we've seen so far. 30 minutes of Alvarado at 3,800 is just a no-brainer. So Jose Alvarado is the best play on DraftKings of any game that we've talked about. 4,700 for him on FanDuel is still a viable value play, and one of the better values we've seen on FanDuel, but it's just not comparable to 3,800. Brandon Ingram, happy to have on both sites. Zion, I'm fine getting to on both sites. Joval for 5,600 on FanDuel looks good. If he doesn't get a ton of ownership, I think Devontae Graham at the flat min on FanDuel or at 3,500 on DraftKings is sneaky, because I think there are minutes for him to grab, but it's not any sort of priority. All right, so we're done that game. Let's save this sheet. 6 games down, so we're barely halfway done through an hour. Wizards and Heat. What do we have here for the Wiz? Because they've been banged up aggressively. They were obviously missing a couple guys on Wednesday. Yeah, Q-tag on Morris, Q-tag on Beal, Q-tag on Rui. This is one that I'm not going to dig into too much, because it's impossible right now to know who's going to play. So I'm going to go to their standard rotation and just sort of cross my fingers. So we're going to go Monty Morris, 27 minutes. We're going to get Beal in for 38. Going to go to Porzingis for 34. Actually, we'll go 33. Daniel Gafford has become a very tiny part of this rotation at this point. So we'll go 8. No Rui. His minutes have been weird. I'm going to just go to like 18 on Rui. Kuzma's minutes are massive, so I'm going to put him in for 36. Denny seems to just play like 29 minutes a game, so I'm going to go to 29 on Denny. Leaves me 51 minutes for the rest of these guys. I don't know who the hell is going to be actually playing here. It's going to be Will Barton. It's going to be Jordan Goodwin and Corey Kispert. Kispert, when everybody was healthy, didn't play a ton. Just putting that out there. I think this is just going to be like a 16-minute split to Kispert, to Goodwin and to Barton, at least for right now. So I'm going to go to 14 minutes to Jordan Goodwin. No, I'm going to go 16 minutes to Jordan Goodwin. I'm going to go 17 minutes to Corey Kispert. No, 19 minutes to Corey Kispert. 16 minutes to Will Barton. I don't trust this at all. I don't think we're going to be liking Washington all that much because the Washington Wizards are 4-point underdogs, 212 total against the Miami Heat. That is the lowest on the slate. You need all those guys out for Washington for them to even be good. Yeah, so S&P, it's hard to really read into this because, we had Beal out here. We had Monty Morris out for 2 games, Rui out for 2 games. So clearly Kispert's minutes are going to be fine there. With no Jordan Goodwin on this Friday, you got those massive Kispert minutes. But when everybody was in, he played 11. Now, I think he got hurt in that game. But until we get everybody in, it's really hard to think. Like Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis, Monty Morris, and Denny, I think are going to be the 5 guys if everybody's in. And if that's the case, then you're not going to get more than like 22 or 24 for Kispert. I don't think that any of it matters. That's the real takeaway. I just don't care what their minutes are unless everybody's out. Oh my God, the Heat. Okay, so here's the Heat. This is a kaleidoscope of colors. Q tag on Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler is out. Bam is probable. Max Strus is doubtful. Gabe Vincent is questionable. Duncan Robinson is doubtful. Dwayne Dedmon is questionable. Haywood Highsmith is probable. I mean, what do you do with Miami here? So I guess I just put in the guys that we know are playing first. Then we get to the questionable guys, and then we do the rest of it. So yeah, if this game was interesting, then I would really dig into Washington, but it won't matter. At least not yet. All right, so Kyle Lowry, straight away, 36 minutes. That we know we have to do. I have to assume that Tyler Hero is playing. I'm going to give him 32 minutes. He is questionable. Caleb Martin is in. I have no reason to suspect he's not playing 36 minutes. Bam Adebayo is in. I have no reason to suspect he's not playing 34. Then I can give Dwayne Dedmon 14 as the backup. Next guy up. So I'm not projecting Strus in. We got to give Gabe Vincent minutes. If all of these guys are out, then I'm giving Gabe Vincent 28. He's just going to play a ton, I think. Even though he only played 19 this last time out with Hero back. We did get 38 out of Haywood Highsmith. Maybe I'll take Gabe Vincent down to 26. Man, this team. I assume Jovic keeps starting. So we'll give him, 22. And then we get Haywood Highsmith off the bench for 22. And then Jamal Cain just gets the final 18. Something like that. Oh, man, we actually could like Miami here. So Caleb Martin, 5,900 on DraftKings, 5,400 on FanDuel, shooting guard, small forward. It's interesting. $8,300 BAM on DK. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't have a ton of interest in Miami, but we clearly need to know the rotation. Like, if Gabe Vincent and Tyler Hero happen to be out, or Dwayne Dedmon happens to be out, like, there's a potential for a ton of value for Miami. We just don't know it yet. For Washington, this is why it doesn't matter. Unless we know that Beal and Morris and Rui are all out, everything's awful. If everybody's in for Washington, they're terrible. And even then, it's not, like, great when guys start getting lopped off. Can we get a game where, like, we don't even really have to care here? Cleveland might actually be that. Cleveland Cavaliers, 3-point dogs in Milwaukee, 217 total. For Cleveland, no Karis LeVert, no Kevin Love, no Ricky Rubio. So this is actually the rotation that we've been seeing for Cleveland, even though the only other piece is that Dean Wade is back. But this should actually be pretty easy. Now that they're going to Lamar Stevens, I don't think that I have too many changes that I need to make here. Dean Wade played 18 in his return. I'm going to go to 20 and 20 for Wade and Okoro. I've got 23 in for Chetty. That might not be enough. Lamar Stevens in for 27. That seems fine. So I don't really have any other changes I want to make here. Wait, who's playing more minutes than I was expecting? I guess Chetty, right? 27? Yeah. I'm going to take Chetty up 2 more minutes. Robin Lopez down a few. If I go 7 here, that means I need 26 here. Something like that. Don't have to make any changes to Cleveland. That's fun. That's always helpful. On the Milwaukee side, I assume this one looks the same too. Because I think everybody that's normally available is available. We're going to get Chris Middleton back this week too, but this is the standard Milwaukee rotation minus Middleton, which makes things easy. I got 30 minutes in for Drew. He played 35, which means we're going straight back to Drew's normal minutes. So let's get him up to 33. George Hill can back him up. 31 for Brook Lopez. I'm going to make 32. I've got 26 in for Bobby Portis. I got to make that 27. Minute away from someone somewhere. We'll take that away from Jordan Wara, that's for sure. Grayson Allen, 28 minutes. Looks fine. Javon Carter, 26 minutes. Looks fine. Yeah, that's Milwaukee. No changes here. All right, so for Milwaukee, Drew Holiday is your best option. Not a lot of priorities here, though, against Cleveland. This is a defensive matchup more than anything else. But $7,800 Drew Holiday, very, very viable. Oh, man. I mean, that LeVert, I shit all over that LeVert trade the day it happened. It was terrible then. It's terrible now. Because he's terrible. For the role that anybody wants him to play, at least. So, S&P, I'm with you. Yeah, we're up to 185 people. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Like button would be nice around this Thanksgiving holiday. For Cleveland, we're not playing anything here, really. Jared Allen, $6,900 on FanDuel is the best option. $8,500 Garland on FanDuel is all right, but there are just no priorities in this game. So we go to game number 9. Chicago Bulls, 1.5 point favorites in OKC. 235 total. So this one should look pretty good. For Chicago, Dragic is doubtful. Otherwise, this is standard. And Dragic was out the previous game. So this is actually just going to be the same Bulls rotation. I got Dosunmu in for 29 minutes. I've got Zach LaVine in for 33. DeMar in for 35. 32 for Vooch. 28 for Patrick Williams. These guys don't deviate from anything. I thought Derek Jones might play, but they actually gave those minutes straight up to Kobe White. So I'm going to take him 22. I think that all looks good. I doubt we like anything here, but it's possible that we do. The problem for Chicago is just that they're priced appropriately. On OKC, this should be a treat. Okay, so Muscala injured, Jeng, Waters, Jalen Williams, all with the G League team. It's always just easier to do OKC from scratch, since you never know who the hell is actually going to be on the team. We're going to go 36 minutes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trey Mann, straight backup. We'll get Lou Dort in for 32. We'll get Josh Giddey in for 32. We'll get JRE in for 24. We finally got Poku back after missing a game. Okay. All right, chat. Am I still here? Because StreamYard died on me. We good? We're good? I looked to my left and everything went away. And there was like an error message on the screen. Whew. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're all square. We're all square. Damn, that freaked me out. That freaked me out. I didn't want to have to go live again. This show was just going to be over, and it's been a good one, too. Like, we're going to go for another half hour easy. This is going to be... We're going to go, like, close to 2 hours today. It's the Black Friday special. OKC sent me a virus. Yeah, for real. All right. Let's say... Who's JRE's backup on Wednesday? I already had that one open, too. So Jeremiah Robinson Earl came off. Omer Yuri checked in. Looks like Jalen Williams was basically the center. Because Omer Yuri's not big, right? Yeah, 6'6". Yeah, so Jalen Williams was the technical backup center. At least in the first half. So then let's get him in for half of it, and I'll say Poku's the other half. So let's do 12 here, and then 16 more for Jalen Williams, and then we'll do 12 here for Poku, and then take him to 26. And then we can go 16 to Darius Baisley. Wiggins didn't play, which is interesting, but Omer Yuri's gone and Isaiah Joe is gone. So, or no. Oh, wait, I'm reading that wrong. I put everybody down a line. No Deng, no Waters, no Jalen Williams. Isaiah Joe and Omer Yuri are still available. Okay, so I read that wrong. Not that that's going to make a giant difference here. We have 34 minutes left for Omer Yuri and Isaiah Joe, and then extra time to Trey Mann. So I'm going to give Trey Mann 18 minutes here, at which point we're going to split up 14 minutes to Isaiah Joe and 14 minutes to Omer Yuri. None of that matters. It's OKC. We know the deal here. For Oklahoma City, there are 3 guys that you can play with any confidence on DraftKings. That is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Lou Dort. On FanDuel, all 3 of those guys look slightly worse. In particular, Josh Giddey at 7,300. I would not be playing him all that much. If you want to get to Jalen Williams for 4,400 on DraftKings, shooting guard, small forward, I think that's okay. On the Bulls side, you kind of like everything. Levine, very viable. Vooch, very viable. But you can work in DeRozan, Dosunmu, Kobe White for 3,200 if you want to get weird. There are things to like in this game, more so than you would expect. We have 4 more to go. The Lakers are 4.5-point favorites in San Antonio, 229 total. So if you want to know how bad San Antonio is, they're 4-point dogs at home to an also shitty Lakers team. LeBron has not played in 5 games, and he's missed 6 of his last 7. He is questionable today. Pat Bev suspended for being a garbage person like he normally is. I wish they would just axe him from the entire league. He is a gnat and a pest and a general irritant. And honestly, just a garbage player. I like him when he's playing, but what a scumbag. Oh my God. Somebody really needs to pop him at some point in time and let him know what he actually is. Because dude is soft. I don't care how fake he wants to be, pushing grown men in the back. That dude is soft. He doesn't want the smoke for real. It's very apparent. All right. So for the Lakers, we're going to go and get AD in for 33. We're going to get LeBron in for 33. We're going to get Austin Reeves in for 32. We're going to get Lonnie Walker in for 32. And then we're going to get Troy Brown in for probably like, I don't know, 20. Well, let's get Russ in for his 29. I think Troy Brown's probably going to be good here for like 24. Everyone should want to take out Pat Bev. He's a garbage person. Look, you don't just go shoving people in the back. It's Deacon. Absolutely. He's a fake tough guy. I'm glad he got 3 games just because he's like an asshole. Crazy doesn't make you tough. It just makes you crazy. Like, DeAndre Ayton would rip him limb from limb. You gotta understand, like, DeAndre Ayton is like a full foot bigger than him. It'd be like if, like, a lightweight fought a heavyweight in the UFC. No, he wasn't protecting anybody. He's a clown. All right, I guess Thomas Bryant is just the straight backup center here. So let's put his minutes in. I can't be getting on these Russ rants or these Bev rants. I don't need that in life. We'll go 19 to Schroeder. I have 23 minutes left over for what? Wenyen Gabriel and Kendrick Nunn, I guess. Do something like this. I don't think it matters. That's the Lakers. Got to grab new rates if LeBron's in. So, LA Lakers. Sorry, Los Angeles Lakers, not the LA Lakers. That is not correct. I wouldn't say it to his face, so don't say it here. Me? Why wouldn't I say it to his face? I don't give a shit about Pat Bev. If I had to fight Pat Bev, I would fight Pat Bev. We are the same size human beings. That is not a man that would scare me in hand-to-hand combat. I mean, like, it probably wouldn't go well for me because he's significantly more athletic than I am. But I don't give a shit about him. Like I'm the dog in that fight, but it ain't big. All right. Played in game. LeBron, Russ, AD. Let's get these usage rates correct. Vince, you can move on if you'd like by just not being here. That's also fine with me. I think you're confused as to who's talking on this show. I might talk about it for the next 45 minutes just because. LeBron James, in games where he, AD, and Russ have all played, 30.5% usage rate. AD, 25% usage rate. And again, just so I can reiterate here, I assume Pat Bev would roll me. He's a NBA level athlete, but I'm certainly not going to just like let him push me in the back like a clown. That's not how this works. 25.5 for Russ. No way I'm touching anybody else's rates. Let's grab assist rates too. %9 here for LeBron. So nothing crazy there. AD just gets no assists when everybody's in. Russ gets all of the assists. And then rebounding rate also still matters. LeBron, 10 and change. Actually gets more rebounds. Not that that's surprising now, I guess. Less for AD. And then Russ, way less. So that's the Lakers. I think there's a bunch of news for San Antonio. For the Spurs, yeah. Doubtful tag on Jay Rich. Q tag on McBuckets. Q tag on Zach Collins. Ugh, okay. So I'm going to assume... I mean, like, Charles Bassey's going to leave the rotation if Zach Collins is back. I think. So I'm going to go 29 to Pirtle, 19 to Zach Collins. I got Sohan in. I got McBuckets in. I don't have Josh Richardson in, which means that I do have minutes going to Langford, Keita Bates-Diop, Keldon Johnson. All this looks fine. I don't really have any other changes that I want to make here. Like, I expect Keldon Johnson to play 32 minutes today. I think San Antonio is going to look... Yeah, okay. So, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Jakob Poeltl. Those are the only 4 guys you can play from San Antonio today. None of them look great. Everyone is okay. For the Lakers, assuming LeBron James is back, the whole team is unplayable. At least you got to really want it. Oh, boy. The Detroit Pistons are 12-point dogs in Phoenix. 227 total. By the way, guys, we're up to 90 minutes of show. This is fun. If you're here, there's 192 of you. There's 192 of you here. If you're here and you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do so. No Cade, no Beef Stew, no Bay. Q-tag Jaden Ivey, Q-tag Killian Hayes, Q-tag Hamidou Diallo. Just out of curiosity, guys. Or not out of curiosity. I hope that Jaden Ivey doesn't play today so that I can stop playing Jaden Ivey. That would be helpful for me. So I got the Pistons. And this is just the same rotation that we've been getting. I can't deal with a Q tag on Ivy or Hayes or Diallo right now. So The only question is, do I need to move anything around from what has happened? I got Knox in for 21 minutes. I'm going to take it to 22. We've got Bagley and Duran splitting the center minutes. That is what's happening. I'm going to go 24-24 to these guys. Boyan in for 34. Ivy in for 32. This is what I want for all of these guys. Now, we have gotten a bit bigger of a sample, so let me just quickly check the usage rates. In games that did not have Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey. We are going to get at least 3 games here. Jaden Ivey's usage rate in the 3 games so far has been 25.5. I might have to play him. I might have to play this slate if Ivy gets ruled out. The rest of this is fine. We're going to need the news. But I can't imagine Detroit's going to be looking all that great here against Phoenix anyway. Phoenix, on the other hand, is going to pop like crazy. No Chris Paul, no Cam Johnson, no Landry Shamet. So this is the same Phoenix rotation that we've been getting. Keith, I use pbpstats.com. So for Phoenix, I'm going to go, 32 minutes to campaign. Wayne Washington straight back up. 37 for Book, 37 for Bridges, 31 for Ayton, 28 for Torrey Craig. This is just your standard issue rotation here. I could take 2 minutes away from Damian Lee, and I will. I'll give those to Josh Okogie. Could just as easily give those to Ish Wainwright. No changes, though, for Phoenix. For the Suns, Devin Booker. Look, if you think Devin Booker can get his full run, Devin Booker at 9,900 to me is the best play in this one. I think Bridges and Ayton and Payne are all okay to decent plays. I kind of like Phoenix just because of how bad Detroit is. For Detroit, Killian Hayes, I guess. Not a lot to like here for the Pistons against the Suns. No surprises. 2 games left to go. We've got Utah at Golden State. The Jazz are 7-point underdogs in Golden State. For Utah, no Mike Conley, no Rudy Gay. So this is the same rotation that we've been getting. We've had 2 straight games with no Conley. 3 if you want to count him getting hurt early on Saturday. So that's 33 minutes for Clarkson, 34 for Laurie. I got 29 in for Kelly O. I got 29 in for Malik Beasley. I got 25 in for Vanderbilt. That seems fine. Sexton's minutes are tricky. Talen Horton-Tucker's are less tricky. I'm going to take him down to... I think I'm going to put Sexton in for 30. I actually might even go to 32 on Sexton. If he's just going to start, yeah, I think I have to. They didn't play Nickeil Alexander-Walker at all. So, yeah, I'm going to go to 32 on Sexton. Walker Kessler at 16 is fine. Talen Horton-Tucker at 22 is fine. Fontecchio in at 11 is fine. I have 9 minutes left over. Where do those minutes go? I mean, I realize Sexton played 35. I cannot go to 35 here. I'm just going to assume that it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker spillover minutes. I'm guessing Sexton ends up looking good here against Golden State. For the Warriors, I assume everybody's available. Yeah, everybody but Iggy. So this is just standard Golden State rotation. No changes need to be made here. I did have JaMychal Green in for 18. He played less than that. We'll go 15 and 14 for he and Kuminga. Morphitrix. Good, man. Good. $800 on BetMGM using the offer. Speaking of that offer, we'll talk about it shortly. All right. So for Golden State, they pop a lot for a matchup against Utah. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think Steph for 10-6 on DraftKings looks really good. I will continue to just jam Clay. 5,800 on DK. Love it. I think Wiggins and Draymond are both very, very viable. I really like Golden State here. On the Utah side, $4,600 Colin Sexton on DraftKings, $4,700 on FanDuel. Colin Sexton is the best option for today. I think he's going to be the number one contender on both sites. Feel free to play Markkanen, Clarkson, Olynyk. Clarkson for 7K on FanDuel is a bit of a tough sell, but without a doubt, Colin Sexton, 4,600 on DraftKings is going to be my favorite play. He looks awesome. No doubt about it there for me. Final game, guys. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do. We got 200 people here. Denver Nuggets, 3-point favorites in LA against the LA Clippers. For Denver, we got a Q tag on MPJ. Got a Q tag on Ish Smith. No Bones, no Jeff Green. Murray and Jokic are in. So I'm going to just start this one over. We're going to go Jamal Murray, 33. We're going to go KCP, 33. MPJ, 31. Aaron Gordon, 32. Nikola Jokic, 34. DeAndre Jordan gets the straight backup run. Man, if Ish plays, he might actually play. Is Ish Smith going to actually be a part of this team finally? Do I want to give Ish Smith back a point guard run? I guess I don't. Let's get Bruce Brown in for his standard issue, like 27 minutes or something. Yeah, we'll go 27. Chanchar played, but that was with no Porter. Who's next up? Christian Brown, I guess. He's probably going to play like 18 minutes. Then we go 18 to one of Najee or Chanchar. Just go Chanchar, I guess. Shouldn't matter. We're only really worried about the starters here. Now for the Clippers. No PG, no Kawhi Leonard, no Luke Kennard. So this is the same rotation we've been seeing. So what are we expecting here? Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Coffee, Morris, Zubats is what we got last time. That's what I think happens here. So let's take Norm Powell down one notch. We'll take Coffee up to 22. We got 33 in for Reggie Jackson. Not even close last time, so at least I'll go 32 there. John Wall played 20. So those guys played less than you would have expected. That makes no sense. But I am going to bring John Wall's minutes down to 23. I got 30 for Terrence Mann. I like it. 32 for Zubats is probably too many. Let's go 31. I'm going to go 31 on Marcus Morris as well. I got 22 for Batum. Take that to 18. Covington played into the 20s, so we'll take him to 16. 28 for Powell. 9 for Moses Brown. Boom. Rates all stay the same. So for the Clippers, because we have a lot to like here. Terrence Mann is 3,800 on DraftKings. Looking incredible today. Norm Powell, 4,700 on DraftKings. Looks incredible here. I'm fine getting to $5,500 Reggie Jackson on DK. For the Denver side, I don't really like anything. Assuming everybody that could be in is in. Jamal Murray, 6,700 on FanDuel, probably the best option. So that's the slate, folks. 13 up, 13 down. Let's start here. Hit the like button if you haven't done it. But first, I got to talk to you guys. We're about to run some crunches. We're going to look at optimals on FanDuel. We're going to look at optimals on DraftKings. That's what we do every day here. So I'm going to grab the projections for FanDuel to start. Let's get those uploaded. Let's look at optimals. Now, before we look at the optimals for FanDuel, I got to shout out BetMGM. They are the sponsor. You see them on the banner at the top, banner at the side over here. You can win $200 in free bets, and it's basically guaranteed. So you got to be in a new betting state, or you got to be in a legal betting state. You got to be new to BetMGM. Make a deposit, make a qualified bet. You got to put $10 down on any team in the World Cup. So put it on the United States today to beat England if you want. As long as someone scores a goal anywhere at all in the World Cup, you will get $200 in free bets. We have Odds Shopper that can help you out with picks. We have the premium betting Discord where you can get picks from all of the guys associated with Stokastic that are in the sports betting space. You can get Laffy, you can get Eric, you can get Greg. I know I'm missing a bunch of other people. Aton. It's all in there in our premium betting Discord. But you can get $200 to start for BetMGM using the link in the description of this video. Go check it out, everybody. Optimal lineups on FanDuel. Here we go. 330.68. This is the optimal lineup by 0.03. KPJ, Jose Alvarado, Brandon Ingram, Colin Sexton, Tobias Harris, Zach LaVine, Zion, John Collins, and Nurk. Love that lineup, by the way. Ultra balanced. You can get squirrely if you want. You swap out Brandon Ingram for Devin Booker and then Zion for Clay. You do those two swaps, it's the exact same line. Now, power rankings on FanDuel. What do we got? Yeah, Colin Sexton is looking like he's going to be the top guy. There's a little bit of competition there from Clay. A little bit of competition from Al Horford as well. But it's looking like it's going to be Colin Sexton at the top of the heap, number one contender on FanDuel. I really wanted to play this slate. And it's not the worst idea in the world, given everything that locks at 8 o'clock. I just don't want to deal with 13 games. It's so much work. So much work. All righty. We are at just about at 500. So top 10 for today. Colin Sexton, numero uno with a bullet. Klay Thompson, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, John Collins. Jose Alvarado, Al Horford, Caleb Martin, Justice Winslow, DeJounte Murray. Those are your top 10 plays on FanDuel. Now we go to DraftKings. What do we got for DK? DraftKings Optimal. No idea what we're going to see here. We have 295.18. This is the optimal by 0.22. Jose Alvarado, Colin Sexton, Jaylen Brown, Jaren Jackson Jr., Vooch, KPJ, Norm Powell, and Klay Thompson. That all looks good to me. No changes that I would make. Jaylen Brown, the most expensive guy in that lineup at 8,500. DraftKings power rankings could be a crapshoot. What are we about to see here? This is going to show how hard this slate is. All right, coffee's about empty. Switching to water now. Hour 45, guys. Big show today. Oh, that water is necessary. Looking like it's going to be Colin Sexton. Only guy that could run him down would be Alvarado, but those are going to be the two easy top two guys on DraftKings. You're going to get Sexton at number 1 with a bullet. You get Jose Alvarado at number 2 with a bullet. And then you get everybody else that's basically the same. So rounding out the rest of the top 10, you can put these guys in any order, and I'd be okay with it. Klay Thompson, Shake Milton, Norm Powell, Jaylen Brown, Reggie Jackson, Anthony Simons, KPJ, Terrence Mann, and Justice Winslow. Guys, those are the crunches for today. It looks quite good. I think it's a fun slate. I'm a little sad that I'm not going to play today, but it's just too unbearable. I just want to get into the weekend now. There's just too much going on. Thank you guys for being here for the full 2 hours. One last reminder, we're putting it up on the screen now. Go to Stokastic.com/promos. Our Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal is here. $5 for a Stokastic Plus Platinum Weekly Pass. There's a link in the description for it. You can scan the QR code if you want, or you can just go to Stokastic.com/promos. All of our projections, ownership, boom, bust, and our lineup generator are available in this promo. No FC for this one, unfortunately. But you do get access to our lineup generator. It's a great deal, guys. Please take advantage. I think you'll be happy if you do. But that's it, everybody. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope you make it through today. No strategy show for me. Contenders videos will come out shortly. I'm going to go eat a slice of pie or something, get my day started. I will be on the deeper dive with Adam later today, 4:45 Eastern, breaking down all 13 games. So thank you guys for being here. You guys are the absolute best. You're the reason that I want to get up in the morning to do this show. So enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. We're back again Monday for it all. Oh, by the way, I want to let you guys know this now. Let me pull it up. There's not going to be a process show or contenders next Thursday. So we've got a 10-game slate on Monday, 3 on Tuesday. Then we go 2, 4, 6, 8. Another 13-gamer on Wednesday. There's only one game on December 1st. It's Mavs Pistons. I'm not waking up early to do that bad boy. So no process show next Thursday. No contenders next Thursday. There's just one NBA game. So it's going to be light from a content perspective. Sorry, folks, but that's just, we're not doing that kind of stuff for one. I'm not waking up at 6:30 for one game. So that's it. Thank you guys for being here. This was The Process.